Have you ever stopped to think that envy might be sabotaging your life without you even realizing it? That person who never celebrates your victories always makes a snide comment or goes out of their way to belittle you. Do they really want what's best for you? In today's video, we're going to reveal 5 unmistakable signs that someone is deeply envious of you. And not only that, I'll show you how to protect yourself from these toxic people by using profound Buddhist teachings that can transform your life immediately. The scariest part is that envy may be closer than you think, hidden in the people you trust. But the good news is that by recognizing these signs and applying the techniques we'll discuss here, you can regain control over your emotions and shield yourself from the negativity around you. Imagine how freeing it would be to stop feeling that weight in your interactions and finally restore your inner peace. Are you going through this? Do you feel like someone close to you is secretly rooting against you? Stick with me, because in addition to teaching you how to recognize these signs, I'll share simple and powerful ways to keep your mind protected and at peace, no matter what others do. Get ready for a new perspective on how to deal with envy in a wise and balanced way. Now, before we start, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any valuable content. And I want you to comment below, "I'm shielded against envy." By writing this, you begin to strengthen your energy and prepare yourself for today's lessons. Envy is one of the most destructive emotions we can experience, both for the person feeling it and for the one being targeted. However, it doesn't always manifest openly. Often it comes disguised, slowly poisoning relationships and eroding emotional well-being. In Buddhism, this emotion is considered a major obstacle to inner peace because it creates a cycle of negativity and suffering. What many don't realize is that envy, even when not directly confronted, can block your progress and bring disharmony into your life. Those who are targeted by envy often struggle with feelings of inadequacy and doubt without even realizing where these influences are coming from. The truth is that envy generates a toxic energy that deeply affects everyone around it. According to Buddhist teachings, everything in the universe is connected through energy, and this energy can either be high or low, depending on the feelings we cultivate. Envy vibrates at a low frequency, creating a heavy and limiting environment. Have you ever wondered why things sometimes seem to go wrong despite your best efforts? Envious people around you might be projecting energies that block the flow of positive things in your life. In Buddhism, it is believed that being surrounded by these negative vibrations can unknowingly interfere with your health, prosperity, and happiness. One of the biggest challenges of envy is its ability to disguise itself. Often, envious people are those closest to us, friends, family, or colleagues. They might even show superficial support, but deep down, they're not rooting for your success. Buddhism teaches us to identify this emotional dishonesty and to protect our energy from these influences. What these people really want is to pull you down to their level so that you don't outshine them. This subtle emotional sabotage affects our self-esteem and can steer us off our true path. The impact of envy is not just emotional, it can have physical and spiritual consequences. When we live in an environment saturated with envy, we start feeling exhausted, demotivated, and even physically ill. This happens because in Buddhism, emotions like envy are seen as forms of mental pollution that affect our vital energy. When we allow envy to reach us, our ability to grow and prosper is compromised. Today, I will teach you how to identify if someone is envious of you and how to protect yourself from this energy that might be affecting your life. Now that you understand how envy can deeply disrupt your life, drain your energy, block your success, and affect your inner peace. It's time to uncover the 5 signs that reveal when someone is deeply envious of you. These signs may seem subtle at first, but with attention, you'll be able to identify those who secretly wish you harm. Let's explore each of these signs so you can protect your mind and well-being from toxic people. One of the most common signs that someone is harboring envy is their contradictory behavior of giving shallow compliments while showing a certain emotional distance. Envious people will often compliment you, but something will feel off. The compliments seem forced, as if the person is fulfilling a social obligation. However, if you pay attention, you'll notice they lack genuine enthusiasm. This happens because deep down, the person feels uncomfortable with your achievements, but at the same time, they don't want to show it openly. Buddhism teaches us to observe the intention behind words and actions. When someone is envious, even when they offer compliments, these gestures come from a place of inner dissatisfaction. Often this person feels pressured to be polite, but there's a dissonance between what they say and what they truly feel. False kindness is a defense mechanism, a way to mask the pain that envy causes. Pay attention if you feel that the compliments don't carry the emotional weight they should. This is a clue that the person may be hiding their envy. Another aspect of this false kindness is that it is often accompanied by actions that contradict the compliments. Right after congratulating you on an achievement, this person might throw in a negative comment or a veiled criticism. For example, they might praise your new job, but then immediately point out all the challenges and difficulties you're likely to face. This ambivalent behavior reflects their internal struggle between wanting to appear friendly and their inability to cope with others' success. Here, Buddhism teaches us to keep a balanced mind so as not to be affected by this emotional hypocrisy. The key to dealing with this sign is not to be swayed by superficial words. In Buddhism, the practice of discernment is essential. When you recognize false kindness, you don't need to confront the person directly, but should remain aware to avoid absorbing the negative energy behind those empty compliments. Staying focused on your purpose and not seeking approval from envious people is fundamental to keeping your inner peace intact. A more obvious sign of envy is when someone tries to downplay your accomplishments or achievements. Even if you've done something great, this person will find ways to minimize the importance of what you've done. This can happen subtly with comments like, "It wasn't that hard," or "A lot of people can do that." These attempts to devalue your successes are the person's way of easing their discomfort at seeing you prosper. In Buddhism, it is taught that such attitudes of belittling others' victories stem from an unbalanced heart. The envious person suffers internally because they feel incapable of achieving what you have. Thus, by devaluing your achievements, they try to bring them down to a level they believe they can reach. This creates a vicious cycle of self-sabotage for both sides. You, who may begin to doubt your own worth, and the envious person, who feeds their own dissatisfaction. Buddhist practice suggests that the best way to deal with this is through detachment, not seeking external validation and understanding that the other person's words reflect their pain, not your reality. Another typical behavior is attributing your accomplishments to external factors like luck or favorable circumstances instead of acknowledging your merit. Phrases like "you were lucky" or "you were in the right place at the right time" are common among envious people. However, what lies behind these comments is an inability to accept that your achievements are the result of your hard work, choices, and abilities. In Buddhism, the recognition of impermanence and causality is essential. Everything we achieve is the result of past actions. and minimizing this shows a lack of understanding of the depth of karma. To prevent this behavior from affecting you, it's important to stay aware of your own journey. When someone tries to downplay your achievements, remember that this doesn't change the value of what you've accomplished. In Buddhism, the practice of equanimity is vital, keeping a balanced mind, unaffected by praise or criticism. By applying this principle, you can protect yourself emotionally and maintain your peace, regardless of attempts to destabilize you. Another classic sign that someone is envious of you is their constant need to compare themselves or compete. This person feels a constant urge to prove they are better or that their achievements are more significant than yours. They might always mention their own successes whenever you talk about yours, trying to overshadow you. Instead of celebrating your victories, they turn every conversation into an ego competition where they need to come out on top. Buddhism teaches that this need for comparison stems from ignorance, one of the 3 poisons of the mind. People stuck in this competitive mentality are actually battling with themselves. By comparing themselves to others, they reinforce their own insecurity and dissatisfaction. The desire to be superior is a manifestation of the lack of understanding that each person has their own path and their own karma. However, for those who are the target of these comparisons, this behavior can be draining and even destabilizing, especially when the person insists on diminishing the value of your achievements. A more dangerous aspect of this sign is that the competition isn't always healthy or fair. Envious people may use underhanded tactics to try to outdo you, such as undermining you behind the scenes, spreading rumors, or trying to damage your reputation. Buddhism teaches that such actions stem from an inflated ego, and that the true path to balance is to abandon this competitive mindset. To protect yourself from this type of person, it's essential to steer clear of discussions that promote comparisons and at the same time, cultivate your own inner confidence. The secret to handling this situation is recognizing that the true competition isn't in the outside world, but within us. Buddhism invites us to abandon the desire to compete and instead focus on our own growth. When you understand that your value doesn't depend on others' comparisons, it becomes much easier to maintain your inner peace and not be affected by the unfair competition that envious people try to impose. A more subtle but extremely common sign of envy is when criticism comes disguised as advice or well-intentioned suggestions. The envious person might constantly suggest changes to your decisions or hint that you're making mistakes, but in an apparently careful way. They might, for example, question your choices in a disguised way, saying things like, "Are you sure this is the best path?" Or, "I think you might be rushing into this." These comments, while seemingly concerned, often aim to make you doubt yourself. In Buddhism, we learn to observe the motives behind words. When someone constantly criticizes your choices, it's possible they're projecting their own insecurities and fears. This is a way to diminish your confidence and make you question your decisions. The problem is that, over time, these disguised criticisms can truly shake your self-confidence and make you feel like you're never making the right decision. It's a subtle way of sabotaging your progress, and envious people know very well how to use this tactic. Moreover, these suggestions often come with a false sense of concern for your well-being. The person might claim they're advising you because they care about you, but deep down, they're trying to destabilize your confidence. It's important at this moment to remember the Buddhist teachings on discernment. Not all advice is given with good intentions, and it's crucial to trust your intuition and your own choices. To handle this kind of situation, Buddhism teaches the path of detachment. Don't get attached to what others think or say about you. By cultivating a clear and serene mind, you can discern which criticisms are genuine and which are driven by envy. This will allow you to follow your path with confidence without being shaken by ill-intentioned critiques. The last sign of envy is when someone, intentionally or not, starts isolating you or sabotaging you socially. This person might try to distance you from other friends or even create situations that make it difficult for you to interact socially. Often, they might spread rumors or undermine your reputation, making you feel excluded or left out. This type of behavior is extremely toxic because it aims to isolate you so that the person can, in a way, control your influence and success. According to Buddhism, this type of behavior stems from a mind deeply disconnected from the principles of compassion and harmony. People who try to isolate others are usually trapped in cycles of jealousy and insecurity. They feel threatened by your presence, and instead of dealing with their own feelings, they try to isolate you so that you don't shine as brightly. Emotional isolation is a common tactic among envious people because they know that the more isolated you are, the more emotionally vulnerable you become. Additionally, these people may adopt passive-aggressive behaviors such as excluding you from events or deliberately withholding important information. This is done to make you feel inferior or left out of the group. However, Buddhism teaches that true happiness doesn't depend on others' acceptance, but on internal balance. By practicing compassion and self-awareness, you can avoid falling into the emotional trap that these people try to create. To protect yourself from this behavior, it's essential to strengthen your support network with people who genuinely value you. Buddhism teaches us that true friendship is based on respect and empathy, and by surrounding yourself with people who share these values, you naturally create a barrier against envious attacks. Practicing meditation and self-observation is also crucial for keeping your energy protected, even when someone tries to emotionally isolate you. When it comes to envy, protecting your energy and maintaining your vibration high is essential. A powerful practice is listening to vibrational frequency audios. Certain sound frequencies, like 528 Hz or 432 Hz, are known to align your energy and promote mental and spiritual balance. These frequencies help clear your energy field, neutralizing the negative vibrations that envious people may project. By regularly listening to these audios, you strengthen your aura and create a natural barrier against external influences. On this channel, we have several audios you can use to raise your energy and protect yourself. Another effective way to shield yourself from envy is to keep your energy positive through conscious thoughts and actions. In Buddhism, we learn that our thoughts shape our reality. When you focus on elevated thoughts, such as gratitude, love, and compassion, your energy remains at a high frequency, naturally repelling negative vibrations. Additionally, your actions also influence the quality of your energy. Practicing good deeds, being generous, and acting honestly raises your energetic field, creating a kind of shield against envy. People with low energies, like envy, find it difficult to affect those who maintain a positive attitude aligned with goodness. Another highly effective method, based on Buddhist philosophy, is to practice charity. The act of giving, whether it be your time, resources, or attention, generates a constant flow of positive energy in your life. When you practice charity, you attract prosperity and well-being, which diminishes the impact of others' envy. This is because, by giving without expecting anything in return, you are practicing detachment and generosity, fundamental principles for maintaining energetic harmony. By helping others, you not only improve the lives of those who receive, but also strengthen your own energy field, creating a natural protection against negative influences. Finally, performing prosperity rituals and energy cleansing practices is an essential way to protect yourself from envy and renew your energies. These rituals help eliminate energy blockages and bring a sense of lightness and protection. Rituals like using herbs, incense, crystals, and even salt are traditional methods for cleansing the energy around you. On the channel, we have several videos teaching different techniques for energy cleansing and prosperity rituals that you can start practicing today. These practices are simple but very powerful and help neutralize envy while attracting more abundance and peace into your life. Beyond protecting yourself from envy, Buddhism teaches that it's possible to transform envy into an opportunity for personal growth. Instead of viewing envy as something that only harms us, we can use it as a mirror to reflect on our own emotions and relationships. When you identify envy around you, this is a chance to strengthen your emotional skills and reinforce your self-esteem. Envy doesn't need to be seen solely as something destructive, but as a reminder that you are on a path of growth and that your success may unsettle those who are not at peace with themselves. Take this realization as validation that you are evolving. The transformation begins with the practice of self-analysis. Buddhism deeply values introspection as a tool for self-development. When you notice someone is envious of you, ask yourself, why is this person reacting this way? Often, by understanding the motivations behind others' envy, we can see beyond the surface and realize that the problem isn't with us, but with the other person's pain and dissatisfaction. This understanding helps keep the heart free of resentment and anger, avoiding the cycle of negativity. Thus, instead of being affected by others' actions, you gain emotional strength and grow spiritually. Another way to turn envy into growth is through the practice of forgiveness and emotional detachment. Even if the envious person has acted in a toxic or harmful way, Buddhism teaches that forgiveness is a liberating act. It's not done to absolve the other person, but to free you from the emotional burden that the situation creates. By forgiving, you dissolve the power that others' envy has over your life. Emotional detachment, in this context, means not letting yourself be consumed by bitterness or the desire for revenge. This way, you stay focused on your own journey instead of wasting energy on grudges. Finally, when you realize envy is present in your life, it's important to strengthen your own path even more. Use the negativity as motivation to keep growing and achieving your goals. Buddhism teaches that the path to enlightenment is filled with challenges and trials, and envy is one of them. The key is not to let it divert you from your course. Instead of falling into the emotional traps that envy sets, move forward with determination. Every obstacle, including others' envy, is an opportunity to reaffirm your strength, peace, and confidence in the path you've chosen. If there's one important thing to remember about envy, it's that it says much more about the person feeling it than about the person being targeted. When someone is envious of you, it reflects their insecurities and frustrations, not your value. However, we need to recognize that just as others may envy us, we too might feel envy towards someone else at some point. And that's okay. We're human, and no matter how much we try, sometimes we catch ourselves comparing ourselves to others. It's part of how we're raised, especially in a society that constantly pushes us towards competition. It's natural to feel this way sometimes. We were raised in environments that encourage competition, whether in school, work, or even on social media. The problem arises when we let this feeling take control of us. When envy starts to take root, it's important to break the cycle and not allow it to dictate our actions. The best way to do this is to transform comparison into inspiration. Instead of getting consumed by what others have or do, think about how you can learn from their achievements and apply them to your own journey. Each of us has a unique path, and someone else's success doesn't diminish our potential. Additionally, Buddhism teaches that accepting and acknowledging our own feelings is a crucial step towards emotional growth. When you feel envy, you don't need to blame or feel bad about yourself. The key is to identify that feeling and work to change it, rather than letting it consume you. By recognizing envy, you give yourself the opportunity to transform it into motivation. Use that feeling to reflect on what you want to achieve, and instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own evolution. So when you catch yourself comparing yourself to someone else, remember that this competition only exists in your mind. Each person has their own battles, their own victories and challenges. True success comes when we learn to walk at our own pace, celebrating both our achievements and those of others. Breaking the cycle of envy, whether as a victim or as someone who feels it, is an act of emotional freedom and personal growth. I hope this content has been extremely valuable for you, and that from now on you can identify and protect yourself from envy more consciously. Dealing with envy, both the envy we feel and the envy we receive from others, can be challenging, but with the right tools and practices, it's possible to neutralize these energies and continue growing with peace and balance. Buddhist wisdom shows us that by strengthening our mind and heart, we can keep our energy high, no matter what happens around us. If this video helped you see the dynamics of envy more clearly and how it can impact your life, take advantage of what we discussed and put it into practice. Use protection techniques such as elevating your energy, spiritual cleansing practices, and positive thinking. The more you take care of yourself and strengthen your mind, the more shielded you will be against negative influences. These simple actions can profoundly transform your life, bringing more harmony and prosperity. So, if you enjoyed this content, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving videos that help you protect yourself and grow on your spiritual journey. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post something new. We have much more content ready to guide you on this journey of growth and self-discovery. Remember, all of this can make a huge difference in your daily life. See you in the next video, where we'll bring even more powerful insights and practices to help you live with more fulfillment and wisdom. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.